Arena. It also happens to be a great day for giveaways. The fans are getting MSG Network hats. They're Islanders hats, but they've got some MSG logo stuff. And who doesn't love a little swag? I know I love a little swag, and that's why I threw the hat on. I'm telling you, the fans were flying through here trying to get it. Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon Hogan. Puck drop between the Islanders and the Oilers coming your way in moments. Happy New Year's, and now we're going to send it over to Brendan and Butch. Butch Gorin, the only other person I know that loves free swag as much as I do.
Oh, she just jabbed me, right? She just give it to me.
She's right. You probably have a bag of those hats here somewhere. Let's talk about Islanders and Oilers. We're celebrating the new year with a heavyweight showdown between McDavid and Barzal. We'll talk about McDavid in a minute. Let's talk about Matt Barzal. Long layoff with the COVID pause and then the Christmas break. Didn't look like he lost a step on Friday.
Not at all. I mean, he was impressive. He looked, in fact, even quicker than normal because, and it was right off the opening face-off that when he was on the ice, he was amazing. You know, I was so impressed, Brendan, with his defensive play, his two-way play. As I mentioned, his best game of his pro career. And no question that he brings offense. And what I liked about him is he was shooting the puck more. He was driving to the net. He was getting into the high percentage shooting areas. That's about as good as it gets as he buries that one. So really an impressive game by Barzal. And he needs to be impressive. He needs to be that star if the Islanders are going to make the playoffs.
If Matt Barzal wasn't at the top of his game on Friday, Noah Dobson could have easily been the #1 star against the Buffalo Sabres. We continue to see him develop into a better and better hockey player.
Absolutely. A more complete player. I mean, he came with, obviously, in the #1 draft tag on his shoulders, and he's struggling a little bit early on. But the Islanders have had a lot of patience with him. But, boy, we've seen some tremendous results. Good stick chick there. It's good stick chick. Yeah, that's a Chara thing. But I just like the way he's reacting. Good quick pass, a little bit of support. And he's getting puck to the net. A lot of times he got a block. Great slap shot. So ever since he was benched, Brendan, he's been a different hockey player. He's seen it as a challenge. I've got to be better. I've got to be more involved. And he's really taken the bit and run with it. 4
goals for Noah Dobson in the month of December, but they're going to need his defensive prowess to be on point today against the Oilers with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, #1 and 2 in the league in points, the same way they finished last season in the NHL.
The best 1-2 combination in the National Hockey. I'm brilliant, aren't I?
Yeah, that was a stretch there.
But listen, Connor McDavid is just a complete superstar. He has got so much speed to his game. What I like about his game more than anything else is his quickness. Yes, he's got great hands. He can score goals, great vision, but his quickness is just unbelievable. The way he can change direction, the way he can accelerate, I mean, second to none, and pretty good on breakaways, too. You just don't know which direction he's going to go. And his partner, Leon Draisaitl, big, strong individual. I don't think people realize just how big this guy is, how good a skater he is. Yes, he can score goals, but he's a smart individual, too. He makes great passing plays. His favorite spot to shoot is from that off wing, and he's pretty good at it. So that's a great 1-2 combination. The Islanders will have to pay attention, particularly when they're together.
McDavid had 2 goals yesterday, but it was in a 6-5 overtime loss to the New Jersey Devils. We've got the Islanders and Oilers coming up, which means we have Matt Barzal and Connor McDavid going head-to-head. 2 of the bright young stars in today's NHL with 2 points on the line. We are closing in on Puck Drop this afternoon here at UBS Arena.
The Islanders, this puts it into perspective. The last time these teams met, Noah Dobson actually made his NHL debut. Yes, it has been that long. More than 800 days since these two teams have played. Dobson actually scored his first NHL point in that game, picking up an assist. He's actually on quite a tear right now. In 8 games, he has 8 points, looking to build off of a big one on Thursday night, which he had a goal and an assist. Let's go over and welcome back in Brendan and Butch.
All right, thank you, Shannon. Happy New Year. 2022 starts with the Islanders hosting the Oilers at UBS Arena. Supposed to play twice in the next 7 days, but next week's game in Edmonton has already been postponed. Today's goaltending matchup brought to you by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today and get behind the wheel of the Audi model you've always wanted. Ilya Sorokin gets his chance to play here this afternoon. Hasn't played since the last game before Christmas, which was December 19th. That was a shootout loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. Mikko Koskinen hasn't played in even longer than that. December 14th against Toronto. He backed up the last 2 before the break, the first 2 after the break. So the former Islander, briefly, Mikko Koskinen, will start against the Islanders here this afternoon.
I'd like to get an early one by him, Brendan. Shake his confidence just a little bit, as we've talked all the time. touched a few pucks.
Leon Draisaitl takes the opening face-off with Casey Cizikas, and we are underway here between the Islanders and the Oilers. Again, first of two meetings this season. We don't know when the second one will be. As this puck comes around the boards, Shore is there. Draisaitl moved it ahead. Took it with Clutterbuck, and it's dumped in by Cody Ceci. Just taking a look over at the Islanders bench, Coach. It looks a little light, not necessarily on the guys sitting down, but the guys standing up. Barry Trotz right now not on the bench for the New York Islanders, nor is John Gruden.
Well, it would be Lane Lambert then running the bench at this point in time. Just watching down the hallway to see if anybody's coming, see if they're looking for anybody, but who knows?
Lane Lambert and John Hiller are the two. Jim Hiller are the only two Islander coaches on the bench right now. So something we'll keep an eye on as this game continues, as Darnell Nurse spins away from Anthony Beauvillier, who was cleared from COVID protocol yesterday, practiced with the team, and is back in the lineup here today, taking the place of Michael Dowd-Cole, who played his one NHL game on Friday against the Buffalo Sabres, a 4-1 win for the Islanders, as Matt Barzal's team is offside.
Just a little deacon and diving right at the top of the blue line for his teammates. Offside. Good start for the Islanders as the Cizikas line got out there, got the puck in deep, and they got about 3 hits in right off the bat. Clutterbuck right on Duncan Keith, and that's a good guy to swat early, slow him down. He's obviously a big-time player for the Oilers, 3-time Stanley Cup champ with the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, we have now just received word from the New York Islanders. Barry Trotz will not be on the bench today due to a personal matter. John Gruden, assistant coach, and goalie coach Piero Greco have been placed in COVID protocol, so there's no one to add to the bench. So it is just Lane Lambert and Jim Hiller on the bench for the Islanders running the show today.
Old-time hockey, yeah. Brendan. That's just 2 coaches.
You never needed an assistant coach, did you?
I didn't have one. You got to really be on your toes now. So Lane Lambert will likely run the forwards, and Hiller will run the defense. And then whenever there's a stoppage in the play, Lane Lambert, who's an associate coach, will make most of the decisions.
Somebody whose name comes up quite a bit when you talk about openings as NHL head coaches. Lane Lambert has been Barry Trotz's right-hand man since before the Islanders. They were together with the Washington Capitals, and even together as an AHL, NHL head coach relationship with the Nashville Predators organization before that. Ross Johnston dumps it in. Austin Czarnik heading after Duncan Keith. Couldn't get the puck. Comes back to Czarnik. Czarnik took a whack, kept on moving, cycles it around for Parise behind the net. Back Parise comes out high, takes a look, floats one across the ice. Nobody home for New York, and scooped up by Colton Sevier and moved out of the zone. This one batted in by Benson.
That was a good play by Czarnik behind the net to Parise. That you think back to 70s hockey, Brendan. That was the outlet. You didn't have anything to do with it. That's what you did. Shoot him behind the net, and your teammates knew it.
Darnell Nurse moves it along for Leon Draisaitl, connects with Kyler Yamamoto, and now Shore wanting to get that one all the way through for his jumper. He was caught up by Clutterbuck, who stumbled down to the ice.
That was a trick, Brendan, and we'll get a replay of that. But both referees missed that call. I know one of the guys was turning around and didn't get a chance to see it, but the near referee.
A couple of bets here today. Wes McCauley, Dean Morton are the referees.
Yeah, Wes McCauley had a pretty good look at it, but he's a little more lenient than most guys. He's a former hockey player, so he allows the guys to play a little more. Dean Morton, a little tougher.
Draisaitl leaned on by Green with a big, powerful Leon Draisaitl takes it behind the net. Draisaitl, second in the NHL in points to his teammate Connor McDavid. Dave Tippett starting those two apart from each other. He'll put them together when he wants to. On the road, he likes to put them apart so you can't match your line up against one big unit.
Yeah, power play, obviously 4-on-4. You'll see them out there. They're trying to display. Icing or offside?
Anyway, we get a whistle here. The face-off will be just outside the zone. And here you see the league leaders, number 1 and 2, 52 points for McDavid, 51 for Draisaitl, who's got 24 goals. Look at the power play points. It's remarkable what these two are doing this season, and it's exactly what they did last year when they finished 1 and 2, as McDavid last year 105 points in a 56-game schedule.
Yeah, almost averaging 2 points a game with the two of them, and a big part of the Oilers scoring. As you're talking, Jack was talking about not getting enough offense from someone else, getting plenty from those two guys, but they need more ball from someone else. But in the interim of all that, you'll take Connor and Lee on as what they are and what they bring.
I'm with you. Yeah. No Ryan Nugent-Hopkins today for Dave Tippett. He left yesterday's game in New Jersey in the third period. Did not return. That was a wild 6-5 overtime loss to the New Jersey Devils. They also don't have goalie Mike Smith to back up here today. They had to make an emergency recall from their Texas squad. But Ilya Konovalov as the backup in this one. He's never played a game in the NHL, just 10 games of AHL experience.
Pretty interesting. Lee Lambert switched his lines. It just looked like he doesn't want Barzal playing against Connor.
Beaver Bellows gets a shot. Back hit back on goal. Was still loose and off the line.
Good aggressive move by Bellows after the shot went right to the net and jarred the puck loose. I call it a hungry player. I love hungry players.
Beaver Bellows has been eating lately. He's still hungry. Goal and assist including the game winner on Friday against Buffalo. 6 points in the last 2 games for Beaver Bellows. Here's Duncan Keith with plenty of room while the Islanders were in a change. Snaps one ahead. And that's Zach Kleiman. Taken from him to Matt Barzal. Pass slowed up by Yamamoto and picked up by Draisaitl. Oilers will reset things. Just 3 shots on goal so far in the first 5 minutes of this hockey game. 2 for the Islanders as Draisaitl leaves wide. Robin Salo trying to stay with him. Draisaitl continues on backhand through a dangerous area. Nobody home and CC wide one. As he stepped in, it's kicked out by Sorokin. Now Keith, the Yamamoto. A long wrist shot just missed. As Devin Shore was tied up by Andy Green inside the net, providing a screen. This one batted to center. Barzal trying to chip around. Keith picks it, shoots it off the glass.
Going to the play department. Just missed it. Good shot. Defensive play by Barzal.
Good look out for Chara. Then Mayfield trying to go to that. Out front, goes with his head. He lost to Barzal. Got a little tug on the hands and we play on.
Islanders are really finishing their checks and checking this afternoon's game. I mean, they're not skating by anybody. To me, that tells me their focus is really strong.
Islanders catching the Oilers in the second half of a match. Game 3 of a 5-game thing started after Christmas in St. Louis on Wednesday. They lost that game. As Elton Zornick chips it over. Johnston trying to return it. Zornick along the wall and Darnell Nurse scooped it up ahead. Kyle Turris back to the lineup after a healthy scratch yesterday. Had to get rid of it with Parisi coming after. The Flow drops it forward and shoots it. That one blocked and kept away from the front of the net by Sorokin. Chara up the boards but not out of the zone. Led right back behind for the former Carolina Hurricane Warren Fogle. Chara all over him. Separates it from the puck. Ross Johnston reaching for it. Helps that one back out to neutral ice.
Good effort by Charles to stay right with the puck. That was off front. Lifted his foot up, Brendan. I think that may not quite qualify for still having it over the blue line. Doesn't matter now.
Yes, you can lift your skate off the ice now, but you have to keep it at least above the blue line.
Good pace to this game. Time was continuing right on from the other night when they played the Devils.
This is offside against the Edmonton Oilers. No score. 7.5 minutes in. 5 hits already for the Islanders in this one. Barzal are so fun to watch share the ice together as they're 2 of the fastest skaters in the National Hockey League. Connor McDavid, the reigning fastest skater until Matt Barzal got involved in the competition 2020. 13.175 seconds a lap around the rink, and Barzal, the NHL fastest skater, just ahead of Connor McDavid.
Wouldn't you like to see him go head to head though? That you know, when you're skating in a different part of one another.
Make it full contact. Right? Yeah. Next one. That's kind of what we got today.
Horse race.
Yep. Barzal's tied up behind the play with Tyler Benson. Meanwhile, Anders Lee tries to move this one on. Josh Bailey picks it up, carries it, turns and looks. His pass deflected away. Lee coming after. Got the puck for a moment. Spun around for the rookie, Tyler Benson. Second round pick by the Oilers and an Edmonton native. Moved on, and here's CC crossing the line. Leaving off long-range wrist shot, stopped on his way to the net. And Derek Ryan with a tough try. Comes around for Benson.
Benson had an empty net. Just couldn't quite finish it off.
Lee helps it out of the zone, but not much farther than that. Islanders will sneak a change while they have the opportunity. Edmonton was making one as well. And the Islanders bring out Bellows, Beauvillier, and J.G. Pageau. Islanders not quite sure when their next game will be after this. Their next 4 games have all been postponed. It was their Western trip. Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary, and all 4 of those games will not be played next week as Bellows tries to work his way in, pick up the puck. It's available in front, played down by a high stick of Edmonton. And it's a hooking call against the Oilers, and New York will have a power play. And it's Connor McDavid going to the box.
Put a little hook on Bellows, and Bellows just refused to stop skating.
97 Edmonton. It's got a minor penalty for hooking.
Penalty minutes number 26 and 27 on the season for Connor McDavid.
There's a hook, but he just didn't give up along the board, stayed right with it, and then forced Connor McDavid to take a penalty. So he got standing just a little bit and got the stick up in the hand area. I like what I've seen from Bellows the other night, and certainly this afternoon.
So McDavid sits. Islanders on a power play brought to you by your Tri-State Volkswagen dealers. Edmonton's penalty top 10. They're working quickly back over for Barzal on the wall. Thompson's out high. A seam pass back to Bellows. That wrist shot ripped up off the stick and out of play. It's Colton Seager. Got a piece of that try.
Or seam passes. You see that, Brendan? I mean, there's no hesitation. They're just firing it hard all the way across. And I'm not worried so much about going stick to stick. Barzal, obviously, that's right on. Just bounced a little bit on him, and then good job by Seager to get his stick out in front. But again, with the cross-ice passes, creates a little more time and space for the receiver.
Time off the draw. Bellows able to kick it back to Dobson. Dobson to Matt Barzal. Barzal sets up Bellows. Left for Dobson. Return to Bellows. Slid to the front. Wanted Pageau. Came back to him. Islanders trying to reset this. Dobson kept it alive. Pageau. Bellows. Everybody at the line just can't keep it in.
It's not a skate all the time because Seager's.
Here's Barzal. Drops it offline. It's back to Noah Dobson. Now Barzal again. Minute 12 left on the McDavid hooking penalty. Bellows shoots just wide. I'm not sure Koskinen picked that one up in time.
Boys, he got a terrific wrist shot.
Barzal from way in front. Koskinen made the stop. Pageau hustling out. For Barzal again. Barzal looks. Dobson shoots. That one got through and pushed away. Bellows up with it once more. Islanders power play looking good here. Haven't got one through Koskinen yet. They feed to the interior. There was Pageau. Puck available and rolls wide.
Well, talk about a lot of different options that the Islanders are putting on this play.
Koskinen tumbled down to the ice, got back up, he's in possession, as Dobson let one go. And Koskinen was just able to get there. He's made 3 saves on his power play. Still 25 seconds left on. Islanders have the Oilers pinned. Dobson unloads one and snared by Koskinen. That's the best their power play's done in a while. They didn't even score.
I mean, the fans are on their feet. We haven't seen them with that kind of a display for a long time as far as the power play is concerned. And Barzal gets the puck towards him, looking for Lee. The man alive, how many different options did we see, Brendan? I mean, we sometimes don't see 1 or 2 options in a whole night, and we saw about 6 or 7. So there's Dobson. But everybody had a chance to score in that power play. If you think about it, I mean, they all touched the puck. They got plenty of opportunities towards the net. Must have been at least 8 opportunities towards the net.
Fourth line after the tail end of the power play. They win the face-off to keep pressure on. They got Mayfield down the board. That one ran out of play off the net. Still 10 seconds left on the McDavid line.
Certainly was Koskinen. I mean, he had to be really good, quick, and finally into the power play with a nice glove save.
Bouchard able to clear that one through out of time. And the Islanders did everything but score, was McDavid in the Star made the play defensively. Clutterbuck and Martin help pass it back over. Forces it. Spun around for Clutterbuck. The corner for Martin. Changing sides of the ice. Mayfield waiting for it. Mayfield smacks it down. Like a goal. Right to that corner of the post. Koskinen had to skate down on that post. Koskinen, big goal. 6'7", 200 pounds. As down goes Quinn. Now Martin off the stick. He'll go to bench for change. Brings up that pass to neutral zone.
Well, the way the Islanders are playing, they're on their toes and they're like playing the Oilers right now. They need to score the first goal because it'll be hard to maintain that pace and it'll give the Oilers team just a little bit of confidence with their game. Right now they're on their heels.
That's something the Oilers have struggled with this season in terms of scoring the first goal. They have allowed the first goal in 18 of their last 22 games at the end.
Wow.
Edmonton started this season 15-5. They've done 3-7-1 in 11 games since that incredible start. This one is offside. And we get a break in the action with just more than 8 minutes remaining in the first period. With the Edmonton Oilers, it's almost hard to remember, Butch, that Noah Dobson spent a game as a healthy scratch. That was on November the 15th, and ever since he came back in, he's been a different hockey player.
It really has changed his game, and you know, sometimes you just you sit back and you go, okay, what am I not doing? What did I do that made me so successful, particularly in junior and maybe last year? And I think that's you know, you have a little conversation with yourself, maybe talk to your parents, and just get a little feel for what I'm not doing. And for me, Brendan, he's just gotten more involved in the play. He's got up the ice. He skates really well with the puck. And I think he got away from that and started to play too much defense. And he has to bring offense.
More goals in the month of December for Noah Dobson than he scored all last season in 46 games.
And he's, when you always talk about it, Brendan, like, if you're not mentioning someone's name, then they're not doing a whole lot. And Dobson's name has been coming from your lips a whole lot more.
Noah Dobson, those 4 goals that he scored. No NHL defenseman in the month of December scored more than that. A couple others have also scored 4, but nobody got 5. Turning and shooting is Hyman, it winds up wide. Darnell Nurse cranks one off the post and just past the net. And as it rattles around the boards, it comes back out to Nurse once more. Darnell Nurse has a new contract already secured for the next 8 years starting next year. Defenseman got paid this offseason, which he was one of them.
Yeah, they really did. And he's a solid player. He's got some bite to his game. He shoots the puck well. He completes hard. And you'd have to say, for me, he's their #1 defenseman. That's certainly Duncan Keith brings a lot of heart to the show. But on the tail end of his game, where Darnell Nurse has a lot left of his.
This one rolling down the ice will turn into an icing against the Islanders. Stream the Islanders game on MSG Go for an enhanced viewing experience, including live stats of your favorite team. Watch the Islanders on the go. MSG Go, presented by Lexus, is free to download.
Well, been a quick period so far, Brendan, and our ace statistician has corrected me on that. They had 8 opportunities towards the net. And it was an impressive power play that just didn't get the finish it wanted, obviously.
Islanders have doubled up Edmonton in shots so far, 6-3. Islanders try to build, I guess you can call it momentum, heading into an unknown portion of their schedule, but they're trying to win and pick up a point. The 5th straight home win, trying to win their 10th game of the season. Islanders 9-12-6. 24 points in their first 27 games, well below the playoff line. When we factor in games in hand, but they're still very much alive in the playoff picture as that pass from Bailey to Parisi was just out of reach.
Well, they're like every team that's really not in that position right now. They've got to start winning games, and you're right, they've got kind of a crazy schedule. There's holding by Draisaitl, who's got loose left hand to hold off Barzal.
Icing this time against Edmonton. The offensive zone draw coming for the Islanders. Barzal was extending his shift there, so he's the only one to come on most. Starting to come on. Leon Draisaitl. That's a big package with a lot of skills. Listed at 6'2", 208 pounds. 9 2-goal games already this season for Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, we've already watched a little bit of his strength in this first period already. Plucks the puck extremely well.
Zarnik was after it. So is Ross Johnston. Duncan Keith pulls it away. Cece. Ahead, wanted short. Comes back for Robin Salo.
Good play by Green to stay up on shore.
Zarnik, nowhere to go. Dumped down the ice by Duncan Keith. Parisi looking over his options. Short pass wanted. Zarnik chopped from him. At center ice, Pellick and Mayfield grabbing it there.
Took a look at Pellick, but didn't like the percentage of his pass. Nice move by Zach.
Ross Johnston having a conversation with Leon Draisaitl on their way off the ice. A long time the linesman had to get involved, but Ross Johnston having a conversation from the bench now with Leon Draisaitl. Matt Barzal leaving for Josh Bailey. Anders Lee trying to fire one across the ice. It ricocheted back to Pellick.
Big ticket to be telling Draisaitl not to go there. We need you on the ice.
No Zach Cassian available for Edmonton. Would be the guy who would be in Ross Johnston's ear momentarily.
Yes.
This one scooped up by Colton Seager. Thrown to the net. Wound up on goal in the glove of Sorokin. A collision between Barzal. It was a Tyson Barrie that he tied up with. Yeah. Those two collided and awkwardly went down. Barrie got the worst of it. Gets back up and we'll step aside with 4.5 to go here in the first. Islanders and Oilers scoreless.
Oilers and the Islanders, but not quite on the zip on the ice. A little interference by Draisaitl, and Ross says, get out of my way and I'll just give you a little punch and go right back at him. And that's kind of like, oh, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Draisaitl says, I'm getting in the bench. And that's a smart move.
And for Ross Johnston, too, he's getting his head a little bit.
Sure.
When you get in something like that with a McDavid or a Draisaitl, it gets the whole bench's bench, does it not?
It really does, and you're hoping that maybe it slows Draisaitl down a little bit, just knowing someone's looking to maybe give him a little whack here and there.
McDavid off that face-off, got it on net, so Ricky made it stop. Darnell Nurse swings it around. McDavid, Pat Joe quickly on in. Coming out of the timeout. Put out Pat Joe right up against McDavid. This one floated out to center. Nurse right back in. Gets away with it there from Pellick right in front of the out of the bench. There's the lead.
That's as physical as I've seen the Islanders in a long time. They really are focused in on finishing off the Oilers.
7 hits credited to the Islanders as Pat Joe comes in down the wing. Gets taken down. Setting up that arm over Chris McCauley, but take their extra tackle on now. And this one from Nathan Sharp. Usually fires up the over goal line in the offensive zone. But there's the whistle and the play coming. That Islander power play that looked awfully good just a few minutes ago gets another chance. With Darnell Nurse headed to the box.
Oh, look at Tippett. He's really upset with that. And, not only has he got to kill a penalty, but you have maybe your best penalty killer in the penalty box. It's not a bad call. He gets that stick out against his arm out against his knees. Just stays right there.
What's he going down before that anyway?
Yeah, 50-50 call. The Islanders will take it. I agree with you. It could have gone either way, and it went the way of the Islanders.
See what they've done in their last 9 games. A power play goal in 7 of them. 5 of their last 6.
Edmonton penalty number 25, Darnell Nurse. 2 minutes per second. Time penalty 16-26.
Noah Thompson to Matt Barzal. Quickly they come to Barzal. He moves it to Thompson. Cross down Bello. To the net. He scores! Anders Lee stopped the shot on his way. Backhanded it home. A power play goal and a 1-0
Edmonton penalty number 25, Darnell Nurse. 2 minutes per intermission. Time of the penalty 16-26.
Takes him out a little play. Another real good play along the boards for the Executives in play. And we've been talking about the Islanders getting the puck. No decisions to think about it. That wasn't a pass. Anders Lee tracked it, hung on to it, and that really kind of mixed up Koskinen. And then 5-0 for Anders Lee. His 10th goal of the season. More importantly, though, the Islanders
his 10th of the season. Third on the power play. And the Islanders have the first goal of the game. Ross Johnston can't get it deep. Couldn't see here. Kane on the other side. So it's forced back through Shard and Darnell Nurse for the Oilers.
Interesting who Lane Lambert puts on the ice there right after the goal. A lot of time it's the Suzuki line.
Again, if you're just joining us, Barry Trotz is not on the bench for the Islanders. He's missing this game due to personal reasons. As this shot comes through, Roger Sorokin has been specified. It is not a COVID-related personal reason. So no Barry Trotz on the Islander bench. So Lane Lambert is the acting head coach for the Islanders. Jim Miller is the only other coach on the bench for New York, as goalie coach Piero Greco and assistant coach John Gruden have been placed in COVID protocol.
Where's Mitch?
And Mitch Gordon, director of goaltending, didn't find himself down on the bench.
Yeah, he'd rather watch from up above and watch his goaltenders perform and tweak them. I don't know if he talks to him in between periods. I would say no, because you don't want to get into the goalie's head and get him to start thinking about instead of just reacting.
Matt Martin will hand this one along past Tyson Barry. Here comes back from the trailer. Suzuki the pass shut down by the one man who could do it. Slater Cuckoo.
Martin trying to slide it all the way across the cover. He was headed towards the net.
Draisaitl protecting that puck quickly towards the goal. Picked up by Yamamoto. Split off for Draisaitl. Draisaitl to the net. Off the skate of Yamamoto. Couldn't get a stick on to him. Chara off the
New York Islanders goal. Let's score by number 27. And here's assisted by number 20, Nico Bellows. And number 8, Noah Dobson. Time goal 16:40.
Lost control right at the red line and regained it enough to shoot it in. As we're in the final 2 minutes of the period. Short played it back. Comes around for the former Chicago Blackhawk, Duncan Keith. After 16 years in Chicago, finds himself an Oiler after an off-season trade. Still has another year left on that 13-year contract of his. As Keith played through a dangerous area, pass open, rich here for David, gaining speed, gaining the line, and David shot no wide. Scott Mayfield gave it extra to McDavid. McDavid comes right back. Mayfield will try to cover it.
You got to love David. I mean, they can take the hit, but they no problem dishing it out. He's not a small guy either. He's got good size. He's gets the shot away. That's all-time hockey right there, Brendan. After he shoots the puck, don't turn away from him. Take him out. Yes, Connor McDavid comes back and lays a good clean check. But I love the play by Mayfield. After Connor shoots it, finish it. Take the check. You're allowed to do it. Good stuff.
Andersley helps this one out of the zone as we approach the final minute here in the first period.
Last minute of the period.
Prosper Nurse. Nurse slipped on through Bailey, now working on Green. Nurse off of Sorokin, who's just vacated that post. Still able to keep it out. Then Fogel's stick snapped in half as he took the shot down the line. A little bit of daylight there for Nurse with Sorokin on the move. And nearly deflected in. The whistle had already blown, but try to figure out what happened.
Got that one, obviously. A little lucky, but it would have been offside. Wouldn't that have been something?
Center ice face-off as a result. And off the time, it comes back to Edmonton.
So, McDavid and Draisaitl out for this last shift, Brendan, so they took it to coach, looking for a late goal. Suzuki's line up there to do the job.
22 seconds left to go to the period. Draisaitl stripping the puck by Suzuki. Matt Martin and Suzuki both there along the wall. McDavid just flips it to center. Coming back around the 10. Islanders touch up.
Matt Martin is thinking he can get there. There's a turnover.
Matt Martin helps him up
didn't have a whole lot to do. The Oilers didn't get a real good scoring opportunity, and the Islanders looked good on the power play, finally getting a power play goal. 5-on-5, they were impressive. They were skating well. They made good decisions. Again, all good things that are needed if you're going to win in the National Hockey League.
Stay tuned for the Islanders scored the only goal in the first period, and they scored the power play, which they scored 14 seconds into their second power play. That first power play they scored was nothing to do.
That was impressive. And then they showed us about 6 or 7 different opportunities towards the net. I mean, everybody had a chance to score. And you could just see the drive to the net, re-indicating place, go to the dirty area, and finally, Anders Lee was able to get a 5-hole on top of him. But just a real good attitude about the way they went about their business. That man there was the anchor on the power play, and he's getting better and better, more confident with how he goes about his business on the power play. And that'll be important for the Islanders. You need the quarterback on that power play.
You got the secondary assist. Keeper Bellows got the primary. The goal goes to Anders Lee, his 10th of the year, his third on-man advantage. First time since October of 2018, first month under Barry Trotz. The Islanders have a power play goal in 4 consecutive games.
Well, it's been a bit of a thorn on their side, not only with Barry Trotz, but with both the coaches.
Ceci, lots of room, lots of space, but nothing to shoot at, so he moves it for Duncan Keith. Flat pass on for Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl putting a little panic. Goes in. Draisaitl, banks one past Sorokin in the opening minute of the second period to tie.
Looked like he may have gone after Chara's skate. Just watching Chara as he heads towards the bench gives me that feeling. Oilers sort of work early on. Islanders trying to get into the shooting lane. We talked about the strength of Draisaitl. He just fires it across, and no, that goes off the top of Martin. We're back to Martin on the skate. He has good position. He's on the outside. He's tying up his man, and that's just an unlucky break as Martin has got his skate in the crease and bounces in off the back of the skate. Boxes out Yamamoto. And a tough start for the Islanders, but a tough break also.
NHL leading 25th goal of the season for Leon Draisaitl. Just like that, that strong first period for the Islanders washed away. 31 seconds into the second period.
And he started with that face-off there with center ice. This is Zica's line on the ice.
There's McDavid. Pellet wouldn't let him. Adam Pellet and Connor McDavid teammates for a season in the OHL with the Erie Otters.
And an experience of what he's all about. Seeing him in practice all day. Just a lot of physical defenseman.
Here's Patrick O'Neill to the belly. He shoots it himself, but it's shouldered away by Koskinen.
Good positional save by Koskinen. Hey, with the heights to be a big, tall goaltender, when you go down, you've still got a lot of room up above, right?
Full yard, he lost it. It rolls out for Barry. That shot blocked in front by Scott Mayfield. Eric Ryan behind the net. Couldn't be collected by Tyler Benson. Villiers lost it to Barry. And back in front. And then Paul Sevier knocked it wide of the net with an airborne puck. 2 chances for Paul Sevier. In a matter of moments, neither go in.
Edmonton Oilers was scored by number 29, Leon Draisaitl. Assisted by number 2, Duncan Keith. Number 5, Cody Ceci. Time of the goal, 31 seconds.
Sevier looks this one past Salo. Green comes over to him. Sevier's lost his stick. Green neatly takes the puck from him and advances as far as he can get. That center ice, he'll shoot it in. Ralph Bailey handles it towards the slot. Anders Lee just can't reach it. Kyle Turris pulled it away. And this one elevated back to the Islanders. Robin Salo. Back over for Andy Green and return once again. Small block down center by Fogle. Breezy can't come over. Warren Fogle the other way. Put it right to the skates of Green. Green almost exotic. Coming off the bench. Duncan Keith stepped in front of that pass. Ceci across for Keith.
on how many points each player will record on FanDuel Sportsbook? Make every moment more and get in on the action now with FanDuel.
I'd like to see Chara be able to make a straight pass. Onus is on the forward, and then they've got to get into a hole. Allow Chara to make a quick pass instead of the alley-oop play.
Watson wide. Pugliarvi for Connor McDavid. David twists it out to Bouchard. That shot got through, but wide. And Sorokin couldn't find that one, didn't need to. Bouchard, a little stutter step to shake Matt Martin. Couldn't get through Cizikas cleanly, but he does advance on. Bouchard, change of directions. Bouchard, just 22 years old. Still considered a rookie, although he's played parts of the last couple of seasons, just briefly in the National Hockey League. Anthony Beauvillier will shoot it in around Nurse, try and get after it as well. Everybody else in blue going for a change. Now some support there from Beauvillier as Bellows gets involved. Move quickly to Nurse. And then for Zach Hyman, move to McDavid. McDavid drops Pugliarvi towards the net, blocked down by Pajot.
Kind of a cool play by Pugliarvi. Just looked like a hope play, didn't it, Brendan? I mean, didn't really have much authority on the backhand. Not sure what he was trying to do.
You just hope McDavid gets there.
I guess so, yeah. Well, he's going to win both races, so just get it in somewhere. They had it exactly. I didn't like the play much. I thought decision making on his part. It looked like Pajot's job was to try and slow down Connor. Good luck. Yeah.
Icing again against the Edmonton Oilers. Zach Hyman back there with Connor. Zach Hyman talking about the dude he's got. He fits specific players fitting well with your elite level players, right? And Zach Hyman, the last few years, has plugged in quite nicely in Toronto with Austin Matthews and with Mitch Marner. And so when he became a free agent, Edmonton says, hey, let's plug him in with McDavid. It seems to work out quite well for them. He's got 19 points in 28 games so far.
Is that him working out well with them, or is that playing with Connor?
But let's say this. Sometimes it's hard to play with those guys.
It really is, because I mean, you know what? It takes a while to understand exactly what they do. I mean, it might seem easy just getting to the hole, but you got to understand how they think the game.
Put me on the wing with McDavid and drops out and all score 20 goals, but that's not really the case.
No, not always. We're playing with Sidney Crosby seems to work pretty well, but all of this one, you make a fair point. I mean, yeah, it does. He's been a pretty good fit. He can skate, but again, it takes time.
You think about a guy like Brian Rust. I don't think Brian Rust is an all-star on his own, but he works well with Sidney Crosby. Right? He needs those type of players. All right, so this is a fun back again.
The advantage for Rust is he's right-handed, and Crosby's a left-handed center, so the
passes come his way.
The tendency is to pass it to your right side. If you're playing as a right-handed center, you're going to get it more often not to the left wing.
Draisaitl will take the face-off against Matt Barzal after the icing back in the Islander. And Draisaitl wins it. Handed out to Keith. Keith moves down Yamamoto quickly now over Sally. Nice post check by Matt Barzal. Yamamoto for Keith. Unloads off the crossbar and out of play. Another close call as the Oilers are all over the Islanders here to start the second period.
They're just not looking the Islanders right now, and they've got a little more speed, a little more jump to their game. The Islanders got to change this momentum, start playing a little bit more in the offensive zone. But their reaction in the defensive zone has been more methodical, Brendan, and I think that hurts them. Draisaitl is big, strong, and you mentioned a good poke check there by Draisaitl. They're giving the Oilers way too much time in the defensive zone, so they got to do a little bit better than that.
Draisaitl wins another face-off as Keith wrists one towards the net, but never quite through. And now Draisaitl with Cizikas on. Tangle in the corner. Char comes over and finishes his check on Yamamoto. Islanders get this one cleared out. No icing here.
And that's what's got to happen. You got to get a little more physical, but get there quicker too.
Here is Leon Draisaitl. Off the boards and in. Working on Char. Draisaitl circling the zone. Hands down for Keith. Ceci able to catch up to that one. Threw it off the leg. of Matt Martin. This one comes out of the zone. Ceci quickly across for Duncan Keith, then gets it back.
Yeah, the fans, they recognize what's going to happen. Losing momentum a little bit.
Pass gets through Bouchard, and we'll send the Oilers chasing. Islanders making changes. Anthony Beauvillier comes out on the ice with Keith Bellows and J.G. Pageau. Long pass snap ahead. Mayfield took it. Comes back into the zone, though. As Vogel trying to connect there with Ryan McLeod. Thought he got to face his brother Michael in New Jersey yesterday. This one rattles around the boards. And Bouchard's shot didn't matter because it had come offside prior to him shooting it. 13 minutes of change to go here in period 2. Oilers have gotten tied on a goal from Draisaitl. At one time now for the live odds presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. Turris back in the lineup for Edmonton. A healthy scratch yesterday, and it's been a descent for Kyle Turris over the past few seasons.
Excuse me, former first-round pick, started with Phoenix. Not enough, I guess you could say, hockey talked about in atmosphere in Phoenix. Went to Ottawa. I mean, this is a guy that had a tremendous amount of talent and, you know, number one center, great on the power play, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's getting benched. He's not getting the ice time. He's not producing, and that's it.
Bellows had the shot with the block. Turris bought out his contract with Nashville before signing a 2-year deal in Edmonton last year.
You gotta wonder what he's thinking, Mike. What happened? One of the things that he's never been is a great skater. He's been okay. And with today's game, as fast as it is, and perhaps it's kind of got by him a little bit, that you know, his pace isn't good enough to do the things he used to do. And the game was a half step forward.
Bouchard waltzing into the shot. Too many bodies in front, and David couldn't find that bouncing puck. And now Pageau looking for a way out. Turned it over to McDavid. Jarred off McDavid, stick bell, and Pellick advances to Bellows. Rick wide for Pageau. Just couldn't receive that puck in stride. He had a good look towards the lane. And the puck would come with him.
No, hit his stick. It was right on the stick, but as it hit the heel end, it went backwards, and he got a little bit ahead of it. You know, sometimes when you're on your backhand, you got to angle your stick towards the puck and then just to kind of cradle. You know, everybody's good on the forehand passes, and they've all got the curve, but you've got the reverse curve on your stick, so sometimes it bounces crazily, so you got to change that angle a little bit. If you're not thinking about it, sometimes you can't control it.
Yamamoto dropped back for Leon Draisaitl. He's got the goal here in the second period to tie things for the Oilers. Anders Lee's power play goal from the first alone tally for New York. Shots are 10-9 at this point in Edmonton's favor. Draisaitl for Yamamoto. They'll chip it, chase it, try to weasel his way around Zdeno Chara. Draisaitl along the boards. Short, his pass comes out of the zone for Tyson Barrie, who last year led all NHL defensemen in points. 48 points in 56 games for Blue Line for Tyson Barrie.
Yeah, gifted offensively, comfortable on the defensive side at different times. One of the reasons that Toronto grabbed him and then let him go. Edmonton thus far obviously happy with Tyson Barrie.
Chara right back up off the wall. Anders Lee looking for Barzal. Foul against him. Barzal picked it up and shot it wide. Drops it 4-1 Edmonton here in the second period.
I was just going to say, Austin hasn't had a whole lot of work.
Benson's pass into the corner for Sevier. Derek Ryan, Robin Salo were battling. Andy Green stayed home in front of the net. Helped that puck get out of the zone.
Edmonton really on their toes this period. I mean, the Islanders just getting the puck and they're not as quick off the mark. Edmonton just playing the chip and chase game, getting themselves available, but their second effort has been really good.
Here's Ceci. Edmonton in change. This pass just over Sean Ryan and not off the bench. Lee and Ceci come together once more. Clutterbuck will fly by trying to help the wall. Now it comes out off the Barzal stick. Oilers will shoot it right back in.
Barzal is hard to touch the puck in this period for did Turris did a real nice job of interfering and allowing the Oilers to escape.
Here's Beauvillier, burst of speed, head, shoots, no rebound from Nico Vasiliev.
Well, it's the Suzuki's line to turn the momentum around. Allowed Beauvillier finally to pick up his heels and get going.
A good look for Anthony Beauvillier. Bukowski in the save and keeps it even at 1.
Back here at UBS Arena at Belmont Park, wishing everybody a happy new year. One of the things you hear people say usually around this time is wishing you a year of health and happiness. And I feel like that goes hand in hand with the New York Islanders. Hopefully good health will bring happiness for the team and for the Islanders. And a good sign this morning, just after 9:30 this morning, both Ryan Pulock and Kyle Palmieri on the ice taking skate. And if you remember, it's been quite some time since we've seen Ryan Pulock. His last game November 15th. Palmieri's last game was back on December 16th against Boston. So hopefully somewhere in the new year we'll be seeing both of these big pieces back in this Islanders lineup. Guys?
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. Ryan Pulock certainly is a piece that they have missed. We were told 4 to 6 weeks at the time of the injury. It's been the 6th, and now the Islanders are going to have a couple of weeks theoretically to get healthy after this. The next 4 games will have been postponed. As of right now, we don't have any plug into that schedule, so odds of this being a break for the Islanders until we're told otherwise.
And that might be the only good thing for the Islanders for the time off.
It's off the toe of the stick.
Ryan Pulock will get some more time to feel a whole lot better and be a little more prepared to get back to the roles of the NHL.
Duncan Keith, playing his back between his skates. The RV keeping it alive. Turns it to the near side. CC Fellows back and forth. Leon Draisaitl comes over at the gap. Draisaitl getting the feet moving. Down to the ice on Sarna. Draisaitl chips it in. First one off the 2. Moves it all the way around the boards for Nurse. Back behind, Draisaitl waiting for it. Pelican Mayfield, a little bit of pressure. They're able to get the puck. Nurse keeps it in. Sarna quickly turns. We were Parisi one down the pass.
Good characterization there from Sarna. Knew exactly where Parisi was and good exit for the Islanders.
Stole the puck out to the net. Just in there. Can't find it. And the maze of legs that were right outside of Costier's crease. Parisi will hammer it back around. Costier. Sure, met there by Barzell just out of the ice. And Draisaitl will get a his shift will fire it into goal for Jake.
He's still on the ice. He's got some leadership and work that he can help to get the center both times. And he's playing anyway.
Every time.
Really, zero to look at. Minute and a half, 2-minute chips in his heyday.
Draisaitl is 14 shifts and 12 and a half plays of ice time.
Yeah, that pretty much speaks about how much of it.
Barzell's pass leading back near the boards. Net door open as the Islanders come in to change. Seager went up to the Bedford.
Yeah, he could get hurt when get thrown into the corners of the gate.
Cross corner, Seager right back to the crease. Takes the pass out for Nurse, just getting on the ice. That one deflects off. Away from the net into Green. Gets up at marker, ties up. Ryan winds up throwing this one over the glass. And out of play. Goalie mentioned it. Our next kickoff telecast is January 13th on MSG+. The Owls take on the New Jersey Devils. Live coverage begins at 7 p.m. with Islanders game night. Then puck drop is at 7:30. Again, January 13th on MSG+, presented by Mount Sinai South Nassau. Or stream it on MSG Go. The Islanders' 4-game trip, Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, have all been postponed. The Islanders have to somehow fit 9 games rescheduled into the rest of their season.
Perhaps they'll schedule one in this break.
This one deflected away. The 10th game they've had affected because of COVID has already been rescheduled for March 17th at Madison Square Garden. There's still 9 others to fit in the openings they had expected. Most of them, not all of them, take place during that Olympic break that is no longer being taken for the Olympics. 6 minutes to play here in the second period. Brendan Burke and Butch Goring with you from UBS Arena at Belmont Park on New Year's Day, the Islanders looking to open 2022 the same way they closed 2021. That was with a win. Here's a chance for McDavid to shovel it wide.
Coming through.
Fogle in front. Sorokin made the save on McDavid. McDavid starting to get his chances. McDavid tries out of time for just one shot. The first is Nurse on goals. One was partially blocked by Barzal. Draisaitl got a goal here in the second. McDavid a couple of chances here on the shift.
Nervous and anxious. Islanders have got to get skating again. They're stopping. Not skating as well as they did early, and then they get too far ahead of the play.
And caught out on the ice for a long time. Andy Green, a minute 45 seconds into his shift. Pellick not much far behind that. As Anders lead. And then he gets the center ice. One hands it for Barzal, then fed to Bailey. Bailey with the tip, and it wraps up off the arm of Koskinen. And then Dobson had that one jump and stick out the center.
Great play by Anders Lee. Just to keep skating and fight off Yamamoto.
Draisaitl. Yamamoto with it now. Into the skates of Ceci. Nowhere to shoot. He'll play it behind for Draisaitl. That one off the outside of the net. Perry racing to it. Keeps it in the zone. Draisaitl backpedaling. Perry turns and looks. Avoids the stick check of Barzal. And threw it right through the blue paint. Now it's Ceci. Into a corner. Dobson after it there. Shore had it knocked off the stick. Regained. Perry. Over to the far side for Cuckoo. Draisaitl taking off the puck by Chara. Dobson trying to skate out of the zone. Beauvillier gave it back to Dobson. The drop pass from Barzal. Barzal feeds Beauvillier. Saved by Koskinen. Popped up in the air, rolled down its arm, and wide the goal.
What a great defensive save there by Koskinen. Beautiful passing play by the Islanders. Four-man rush.
Mayfield, that one awkwardly grasped for by Koskinen. Then Pellick came off the boards trying to fight through it. Could not. It's McDavid the other way. Pajot trying to enter the ball. Pellick coming over to help out and will. Pellick to McDavid. McDavid still hunting for that puck. Gets loose in the side of the net. Now it's covered up. Finally to Sorokin.
He just doesn't give up on the puck. Goes in front of McDavid. He just stays right with it. Big save by Koskinen, boy, on goal.
3.5 to go. Still locked at 1 here on the Islanders. Kept this game tied 1.
Both have to be very, very sharp for a turnover by the Islanders and Connor McDavid. You don't want to give him too many opportunities. Goes wide with it, and then Anders Lee, a nice little tip on that pass from Bailey. And then this is a tremendous save by Koskinen as Anthony Beauvillier went into the slide. Didn't get a lot off it, snapped it a little bit, and then again, big body, big long arms, then make a nice save. Keep this team on even.
Face off in the Islanders' end. Won by Pajot. Mayfield got it out of the zone. Nurse puts it. Tried to put it right back in. Hit that first glass.
I South Nassau in Oceanside is ranked among the best in New York and high performing in 8 categories, including heart failure, orthopedics, and urology. We find a way.
But that last chance, Brendan, was all about Dobson, and he's becoming a factor each and every game where he jumps up in the play and he creates offense. Beauvillier gets an opportunity because Dobson gets on his horse.
Islanders have 12 shots on goal this point in the hockey. As McDavid comes flying going wide to Mayfield. Checked away by Mayfield. McDavid's pass came out to Nurse, and that one left right back to the crease.
You got to pick up the corner really, really good.
There he is again, producing a rebound. The puck still alive, and he scores! Darnell Nurse fished that one through. And the Edmonton Oilers have taken a 2-1 lead.
Just all of that Connor McDavid. I mean, he is so tenacious on that puck. Sees that been the Oiler period. They've been the better team in this second period.
They come right back into the Islanders zone looking for another. As Anders Lee will take it the other way. Darnell Nurse gets his second goal this season as Barzal. Hoping somebody was in the slot. Nobody was.
I was looking for it. Seager came back hard to the middle of the ice.
Then Tuku whiffed on the shot, and his second try is to pop that a play by Andy Green. Darnell Nurse, he scored 16 goals last season. A short season of 56 games. Just two this year. He just came off the COVID list yesterday. And Darnell Nurse, a couple of goals in 25 games for the premier defenseman of National Hockey.
Sometimes instincts take over. You know your position, but you see what's going on. You've got a guy like Connor David on the ice. What you got to do? You got to make yourself available and look for a bounce, look for a pass. And the Oilers get a gratuitous bounce in that area there.
Slipped on for Ross Johnston, but he's up from Keith as well. And Ceci, Parisi, tracking it. Keith had to move it and hit Kyle Turris. Lost the ball. Sorry, Nurse. Trying to bring it in. Parisi chopping it. Chara hoisting it. Mid-70. And it comes back to Chara. He's got a touch up on the lane offside. As Keith moves it around. Warren Fogel's way. Could still be icing here if it's got enough juice, and it does, so it is an icing call. Let's go back to that goal on our fourth-goal replay.
One thing, good Sussman speed up the middle of the ice. Mayfield does the smart thing, just backs up, keeps him to the outside. David's always very much aware of what's going on. Obviously, tremendous hockey sense. Picks up that puck and automatically turns towards the net and drives through the crease. No goaltender interference there as he was well past the crease area. The speed that he had.
Edmonton Oilers goal was scored by number 25, Darnell Nurse. Assisted by number 18, Tyler Benson, and number 97, Connor McDavid. Time of the goal, 17-13. Last minute of the period.
Saved by Sorokin. With a rebound there for a moment. I think Barzal can catch up to this one as it comes all the way through for Koskinen. Steals the puck from Shaw. Hits the safety. Swing the pass. Got it. Float off the top. As Mark was trying to run it in. Nurse drops up. Zeke. Tying him up. Wonderbuck takes a hit. Nurse puck still there. Wonderbuck pulled it away from Draisaitl. Kept in by Shore, but given up to Mayfield. He goes to the alley. Blue line. Zeke has had it going there. And now McDavid winding his engine up as he gains to Nurse. Waits for the puck to come into the offensive zone to be the first one there.
Zeke has took that pass away early on. Said, yeah, you want to dump it in, go ahead. McDavid's not going to carry it. Good play by Zekas.
Oilers have seen each other in a long time, and it's the end of the second period where the Oilers score the game-tying goal in the opening shift of the second, and then take a 2-1 lead before the period is over.
Strong period by the Oilers. They were really on their toes. The Islanders had a couple of chances late in the game. Marcel all the way across looking to make something happen. Bailey's off to the side looking for a rebound and just can't quite handle it. Big Koskinen's able to take away whatever was available. Matt Martin driving towards the net. He gets a little bit of a deflection there. And, yep.
New Year's Day from UBS Arena. New York Islanders hockey on MSG Network. Sports is presented by Mount Sinai South Nassau in Oceanside. We find a way. Oilers with a 2-1 lead at the start of the third as we answer our Cadillac trivia question. We're talking about how good the Islanders are on New Year's Eve. When is the last time the Islanders won on New Year's Day? Could it be today? It has never happened. This is just the 8th time it's ever happened. They haven't played on New Year's Day since 2007 against the Buffalo Sabres. Brendan Burkett was scoring. We say hello from here inside UBS Arena. First period, decidedly Islanders. Second period, all Edmonton Oilers. Sets up for a good third.
Well, you're in the dressing room saying, let's get back to playing the way we did in the first period. It was a very effective period for us. And, of course, no Barry Trotz. And then so you need your leader in the dressing room, and then you need your leaders on the ice.
Barry Trotz not on the Islander bench today. It was announced just as they came on the ice to start the game that he would not be here for non-COVID-related personal reasons. We also learned that 2 assistant coaches, Piero Greco, the goalie coach, and assistant coach John Gruden, are in COVID protocol, so it leaves just 2 men on the bench in charge today. Associate coach Len Lambert running the bench, and Jim Pillard, assistant gateway back. Islanders and Oilers, first of 2 meetings this season. Ziggins tried to beat Clutterbuck when he was tied up in front of the net. We don't know when the second meeting will be, though, between these 2 teams. Their game next Saturday, postponed in Edmonton. Yamamoto plays it out high for Ceci. His pass off the mark. And it comes to Clutterbuck. Rockets one down the ice. Did anybody get a touch? And they say close enough. They wave it up.
Well, better start for the Islanders. The Sukas line comes out, spends some offensive zone time for the physical play, and then makes the change.
This one shot in by Zach Hyman. Islanders open the scoring with an Anders Lee power play goal in the first. Draisaitl and Nurse scored in the second. Kiefer Bellows takes it wide. Bouchard takes him out of play. Hyman reverse course. Bellows was there. Lets the puck behind him. Parisi can't get it from Nurse. Pajot keeps it in the zone and bounces off the board. Parisi with a blast that never made it through as Koskinen was scrambling back into his net.
He's a guy that's looking for another goal. Another few. The Islanders will be looking to score. Jack is such a hard worker. You would think that you get a break once in a while in the Oilers. He does. Something good should happen for him.
Parisi just 1 goal on the season. This is shot in by Benson. Ilya Sorokin, who has stopped 15 of 17 Oilers shots, came out to play. That one knocked out in the air by Salo. Barzell can't muscle it out of the zone. Sevier threw it towards the net, blocked down by Green. Bailey flying the zone, can't get there, but can not beat out Sevier. Crowd the streets.
Just Duncan Keith was just a little ahead of Josh Taylor. Good try by Anders Lee to try to spring him loose. There it is. Well, it depends on where you measure it, right, Brendan? If you measure it at the top of the circles, they were dead even. And then Duncan pulled away from Bailey at the very end. I'm never sure where they actually called it from.
It's supposed to be where they are at the top of the circles and guessing who would have gotten it first. So it's a tough call to make, and they're going to blow it down more times than not because that's the whole reason they put the rule in. They try to make sure there's no ugly collisions along the end of it. Chara reverses it back up the wall for Ross Johnston. Flying up the far side of Beauvillier. Johnston wanted the red line to get it deep. He did. Later, Cuckoo bumped by Austin Czarnik. Johnston joins Czarnik, got it out. Flying out to the right side. They score! Anthony Beauvillier on the doorstep. He ties it.
And that's all about Ross Johnston, really, along the boards. Didn't want to give up the puck, protected it, took it to his backhand, got his body in good position, so the Oilers couldn't check him, and got it in deep, and then Czarnik, watch the move, protects it, chips it in, and then Czarnik gets on his horse with a good forecheck, stop and go, look at him, turn around, and they go to work down low, tries to get it to the front of the net. Anthony says, I'll just hang around just in case I can get a little bit of a break. And it pops loose. Happens to be a left-hander. That's even better yet, right? No reason to go through the goaltender. And so we talked about the Oilers getting a good start. Well, now it's the Islanders that got the good start in this third period. Game is back tied again.
Green towards the net. The Islanders come right back in on the next shift into the offensive zone. Pajot, Bellows, and Parisi. Anthony Beauvillier, who went 14 games without a point and 15 games without a goal, ended that 2 games before what wound up being the Christmas break. missing the game earlier this week because he was in COVID protocol. Comes back in the lineup. He's got his 5th of the year and ties it here early in the 3rd.
They need him to heat up. He's a very streaky goal scorer. I'd say that the second half of the season is usually his season, his time.
Well, the season is a 3rd of the way over. This is the 28th game of the season, so I guess at the first intermission it was officially a 3rd of the way through. And so still a long runway for the Islanders to make up the ground and dig out of the hole they've dug themselves. Now Clutterbuck across the ice. Matt Martin able to get it in. Zigas runs into Keith Draisaitl with a puck that was deflected. Race for it to the front net. Thompson couldn't get there ahead of shore.
New York Islanders goal was scored by number 18, Anthony Beauvillier. Assisted by number 10, Austin Zornick. And number 32, Ross Johnston. Top of the goal, 2:23.
Territory unloads one off Nurse. And then out of play.
Short side.
Goal 2 minutes and 23 seconds into the period. It reads Beauvillier from Zornick and Johnston. Islanders get it tied. Anthony Beauvillier coming off COVID protocol. Oliver Wahlstrom came off COVID protocol as well. He actually took warm-ups with Oliver Wahlstrom. Didn't make himself into the lineup here for today. That's good news for another offensive piece trying to come back into the lineup for New York.
And likely to have some time to get a little stronger too, Brendan, as the schedule is shaping up.
A little too much time.
It doesn't want that much time.
Yardy's pass winds up back out the center, and then Bailey pushed that puck away from Connor McDavid, forced him to turn the Jets off a little bit. Then he dropped it off from Barzal. Now muscling Bouchard, they topple down to the ice together. Anders Lee there as well. McDavid pulled it out of the corner, and Darnell Nurse going for a skate. Headman for Hyman. Hyman takes a hit from Andy Green and goes down.
Good gap control there from Andy Green, and Hyman could barely get over the blue line, and Islanders were able to get it outside their own zone again, so good gap control.
David off as Barzal comes in. His pass through Bailey all the way to the boards. Anders Lee trying to get that one back on Barzal's side of the ice, but it was knocked out of the air by Barry. And then Sevier pushing it towards the Islanders zone. Anders Lee and Andy Green trying to take it away. Salo hits Barzal on the tip. Lee into the zone. Beauvillier going to the net. Lee throws the brakes on. Thompson open with a shot save. Rebound Barzal. On try. Never quite got there. Tyson Barrie was coming to him, and those 6'7" legs of Koskinen got to the post as well.
Koskinen was able to react quick enough to prevent the wraparound try.
Here's Beauvillier. Stops. Trying to feed it through as Zornick was coming off the bench and was trying to sneak in undetected. Icing call against the Oilers. As Lane Lambert, after a good shift, rewards the goal scorers, brings out Beauvillier and Johnston and Zornick for another chance.
Well, the Islanders continue to press Anthony Beauvillier in front. There's the shot on net. Barzal says, maybe I can get around. Didn't quite come around far enough. With Barry in the cold escape. Had some time because you need another 3 feet on those arms. I think we're going to be able to wrap that puck all the way around. Stopped a little short.
Salo quickly to the goal. Blocker save made by Mikko Koskinen. Down the boards, Andy Green. One hands that one off. Johnston coming in. Barry let him have it. Beauvillier ties up with Sevier. Loose puck, loose stick. Beauvillier able to retrieve his stick. The puck comes towards Zornick.
Much better speed from the Islanders.
It's been 3 different hockey games.
Yeah,
First period, third period.
Yeah, exactly right. It's Oilers, and right now it's the Islanders.
The Oilers.
The Oilers.
There's McLeod off the flat. And Clutterbuck hits Matt Martin, trying to catch up to this one. Warren Fogle out there ahead of him.
And Maddie's got good speed, but not quite enough. Fogle pretty quick himself.
Clutterbuck taking a dangerous pass, pulled in front of the net. And the Islanders had to clean that one up.
Just ran out of room, didn't he?
And
finishing his checks too often, just throwing away from guys. But I like what he's been doing today. It's old-time hockey for me.
This one bounced off through Dobson, and a wild shot by Draisaitl. Winds up clearing the zone all by himself.
And Dobson's got to be a little more stern on that, handling that puck just inside his blue line. Especially when we got a guy like Draisaitl who's looking to pick up a loose one.
The danger of this Edmonton Oilers team is it just takes a second.
Yeah, it really does. You're right, Brendan. The two guys that are really explosive. Don't want to stick check. Knock some people over. It's part of the game.
Draisaitl. Ostrowing his stick there. Keeper Bellows. Bellows holds on to it. Shoots it. The rebound was there for a moment. Pajot bit into the puck by Darnell Nurse. Now Nurse up the boards. Dobson pinches in but can't keep short.
That prevents the Oilers from getting on the ice too, so good pinch there.
Rocking him a pass out before Parisi chuckles and comes on it again. Nurse holding on, still made the pass. Pajot back to the boards for Bellows. Served it around. Pajot couldn't reach it. Parisi stumbling towards it. Able to get there, cut it off. Pajot centers Bellows. Stick lifted by Hyman. Parisi to go down. McDavid on him. Yes, it Pugliarvi. Starts it up ice with Hyman, who stumbles down, still makes a pass from his knees. And the shot by Pugliarvi denied by Mayfield. McDavid for Barry. Barry keeps it in the zone, plays it behind. Pellet getting physical. We've got penalties coming here against both sides. As Bellows and Barry, I think, are both going to go.
Well, you don't mind seeing the fuss from Kiefer Bellows.
Get a little 4-on-4 hockey here.
Oilers,
Bellows and
number 22 has 3 minutes for slashing. Number 20 has 2 minutes for cross-check.
42, 4-on-4 here at a 2-2 tie.
Well, they should open it up a little bit, but these two at the top of your screen, take a little look, 20 and 22. Well, they're just kind of battling a little bit. It's been that kind of a game where no one wants to give an inch in either direction, and the referee does the appropriate thing and give them 2 each, and 4-on-4, and I thought we might see both Connor McDavid and Draisaitl out at the same time, and this is an area that they would excel. We'll see how the Islanders handle this.
4-on-4 hockey. That's the first penalty the Islanders have taken in today's game. It doesn't create a power play for the Oilers. Creates 4-on-4 instead.
Puck possession fairly important here.
Pajot, corner by Pellet, and Mayfield the 4-on-4 the Islanders. Pajot tries to make a pass through. Turn it over 2-on-1. With McDavid leading the charge. Nurse is his option. The pass flagged down by Scott Mayfield.
Interesting that he would go to Nurse on that play, and defenseman.
Mayfield cruises in. Produced a rebound. Parisi on the backhand. Sam Koskin, and the puck was there again. And played away from danger. Green's poke check stopped Draisaitl from charging ahead. Then turned over. Bouchard feeds Draisaitl now. Watched by Andy Green. Draisaitl takes it around the back of the net. Draisaitl scored a goal in the opening minute of the second period by backing one in on the skate of Matt Martin. This time he hangs on to the puck all the way back into his own end. 4-on-4 for another 55. Ceci. Andersley closing it up. Just bounces one past the net of Sorokin.
Never want to see anybody jumping when you're 4-on-4 when you're forward. You want to carry it. You don't want to check. I want to hang on to it. Give me the puck. I don't want to chase it.
With a man left, checks he's on the bench right now. Carrying it. Here's Barzell. Drops it. Rolls his head. The shot was over. McDavid's on the ice with him. Darnell Nurse cruising across the drop pass to McDavid, stolen by Beauvillier. McDavid is forced it back for Bouchard just as Bellows and Barry come out of the box, and both teams at full strength. Zach going to wind it up for Edmonton. Oh, Tyler Clutterbuck took one up high. He just got on the bench and was rudely welcomed.
It was Hyman kind of chip and chase. Islanders did a nice job really of tying up the neutral zone and giving the Oilers any opportunity. I mean, they're a team that wants to carry the puck, and they don't really want to play that chip and chase game unless David and Draisaitl are on the bench.
Adjust their style compared to yesterday's game, which was a 6-5 overtime loss in New Jersey. A little more wide open hockey yesterday at the Rock than it is today here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Islanders trying to play to their strength. Wide open game, 6-5 hockey game is where the Oilers want to get to.
Sarnak with the steal at center ice. Lost the puck, got it back for Anthony Beauvillier. His shot blocked and held by Mikko Koskinen. Islanders have all 8 shots here in the third period and got the game tied too. Today, yes, we have this kid though. Noah Valentine, he's our best improved performer here today. 4 goals against Buffalo on Friday, 2 goals today. He's been in the ice for every single one.
You know what? Gaining more and more confidence with each and every shift. You can just see his poise, how much it's changed. He's not panicking with the puck. And certainly more decisive and with his decision making.
How long do we call him a kid? Noah Valentine turns 22 on Friday.
I think it's to do with how many games you play.
This is his 3rd NHL season. First 2 to 100. It's not looking normal as Matt Barzal comes in drifting wide. Throws the brakes on, looks for a passing lane, finds one for Green, looks off here, Salo with a shot off the back of Koskinen. Green stops it at the line, feeds it below the goal line. Lee protecting that puck along the kick plate with his skates and his stick. Pulled from him though, and Seager will just launch this one down the ice so Edmonton can get a change.
Keeping Edmonton hemmed in is a good thing. Again, some offensive zone time turning back for the Islanders. Just working hard for them, and they're winning the races.
Mikko Koskinen leaves it for Nurse. Flushed out by Clutterbuck. Shore across for Bouchard, now Draisaitl. League leading 25th goal of the season for Leon Draisaitl came earlier in this game. Pulled off the boards, and it's Kyle Clutterbuck. Can't get it out. Deflected to the glass by Sorokin, and Chara will use the glass and the help from Matt Martin to clear it.
Good play by Chara. He had to wait a second waiting for Matt Martin to get to the boards. If he just zips it around right away, Edmonton keeps it in. So Riley Beck makes a good decision there because not all the time for Sweeney to get over there.
Pulling out with speed. Bouncing the only one back. Higashi's best shot. Pellick, one hand to the head. Pajot moves in for Bellows. Deep for Bellows. Galloping across the line. Takes it wide. A little stutter step. That one was dropped in the crease by Koskinen. And then covered.
Have to like his attitude, right? He's not shy about shooting that puck. He could have moved it to his winger, said, no, let me just keep going. And again, when you get used to what people do on your line, then you can make your decisions a little quicker. You know Bellows wants to shoot the puck. So what do you need to do? You need to hustle to get to the net because he's going to let it go. There's going to be rebounds. So don't look for a pass too often from him. Get yourself in a position for rebounds and deflections. He'll move it to you, but a lot of times he's going to shoot it.
That one just missed as Pellick was hunting to the front of the net. Shots at 10-0 here. Islanders in the third. 23-17 Islanders in the game. 6 minutes to play in regulation time. Pugliarvi coughed it up. Pellick will move it to Mayfield. Snaps one ahead for Bellows. Over the line with Pajot. Looking across for Parisi. And the pass was altered. Bounces and winds up in the corner. Pajot steers it out high. Mayfield to the net. He wanted a tip. He didn't get one. Pajot steers it to Pellick with a flag. Traffic in front. Parisi has an open net and Nurse came sliding across the blockage. just 5 minutes and 21 seconds on the clock here in period number 3. Darnell Nurse may have just saved the goal for Edmonton. 2022, a matinee affair between the Islanders and the Oilers from UBS Arena here at Belmont Park. Tied at 2, getting late in the third.
Koskinen a little upset, but watch Darnell Nurse and Bellows in front of the net. Well, that's a rear end. That's what that is. I don't know if you could call that interference or not, Brendan, but I got a feeling that would have went the other way.
Koskinen not happy about that next long conversation during that commercial break with Dean Morton, referee that was nearest by. Matt Martin will come ahead for the Islanders with Clutter puck. He's got Thompson joining the rush. Thompson throws the press on his front, shovels it on goal, covered by Koskinen.
If there's a hole in the ice, you're not getting any help from the rest.
If there's something you don't want to do on the ice, that's the linesman's job. Want to jump into a fight between 2 6'5" guys? Linesman's job.
Islanders out shooting the Oilers 11-1 in this third period so far.
This one drops down, and Thompson quickly got it out of the zone. So even though it came back in, Edmonton had to leave it and touch up. Here is Thompson. For Barzell, loves it down, plays it to his stick. Surrounded by Oilers, so he finds some open ice on the far side. Lee helped it out for Green, back to Thompson. Thompson with a shot, wide, came to Lee. Bounced in front, Koskinen finds it first.
Good play by Anders Lee from behind the net. Had to out-muscle CC and just dump it in front. Lee was there. So again, good smart play by Thompson. Just takes it to the net. They also two Oilers on him and around that front of the net, but a great play by Anders Lee just to get it out there. Koskinen quickly uses that big body to stretch. A little snowy. There's no snow here in New York. Not where we are anyway.
Plenty of rain left. Darnell Nurse will just hoist this one out to center. Mayfield with a hand pass, and that will be whistled. Make a hand pass from your defensive zone within your defensive zone. Not in the neutral zone or from the defensive zone to the neutral zone.
Yeah, that's a good play. I think this Pat Schroeder touched it because now the face-off's outside the blue line where maybe the Oilers get control, and then they go in on a scoring opportunity or offensive zone time. A lot of guys would have left it.
David on the ice for the Oilers. He and Darnell Nurse have been on separate shifts with the exception of just the last shift before the end of the second period. They have not been put together by Dave Tippett. We'll see if he comes a couple more times with them here in the final minutes of the regulation period.
Or does he feel like I'll take the one first and then go for the two?
I've seen both the three.
Had to change hands with that the puck.
The Army couldn't handle that. Crazy tips it back in. Nurse will wait. Both teams making changes. 3:40 on the clock. Warren Fogle angled off by Martin. Puck came to Clutter puck. That one off the skate. Cizikas and deep. Cizikas charging after a Bouchard. Those two tangle up. Martin can't stop it. It's Fogle working on Dobson. Fogle will put it in. Try and get back up to him. Bouchard makes a stay by Sorokin. Puck ripped around the boards. Barry settles it down. Plays it back where it came from. Fogle on the inboard. Stripped by Dobson. Those two tie up. Chara handles. tuned for highlights, analysis, and player reaction on the Mercedes-Benz Islanders postgame show. Coming up next with Shannon Hogan.
Well, you know what I see creeping into this game, Brendan, is I see more and more interference after the player has moved the puck. And if the NHL is going to let that creep in, it's only going to grow. There's going to be more and more leniency, and that's one of the areas they changed many years ago because they wanted that free-flowing game. But I've seen more interference tonight, this afternoon, than I have in quite a while. It's been pretty much all Edmonton taking advantage of the situation.
Mayfield comes out from behind the net. Lee hands off for Barzal. Barzal with a little room. Poke check by Keith. Barzal stays with it. Barzal looking to create. Finds Mayfield with a shot. Blocked in front a couple of times. Never made it to the net. That shot broke the stick of Shore, who plays it with a legal hand pass around the back of the net. Mayfield on the keeping. Mayfield to the net. Tipped by Lee, but too tall. Lee gets to it along the boards. Got it off the boards for Bailey, who ripped it wide. Mayfield waits, then pulls it deeper. His pass to Barzal. Barzal got topside. Taking a look. Nothing there yet. Barzal turns away from Yamamoto. Barzal feeds Bailey with a try. Denies Anders Lee in front. Mayfield on the keeper. Shore's going to leave the ice. His helmet is called. Now it's got Barzal on the board. Duncan Keith looking to clear. Mayfield another keep at the line. That one in the skates of Yamamoto. Keith will take the ice, and at this point, they just fire it down. Offensive zone draw coming. A minute 43 on the clock, and 4 tired Oilers on the ice.
Well, some great saves by Koskinen, as that was a tremendous shift by the Barzal line. I mean, they kept their feet moving. Barzal, as he does so well, looks for an opportunity, keeps those feet moving, gets it back to Bailey, and there's Anders Lee with an opportunity and a good save by Koskinen. Yeah, take a deep breath, boys. That was a hard shift. Talk about the Islanders outplaying the Oilers in this third period. 14-2, but no goals thus far. And now they got a tired group out there, which they love to take advantage.
Everybody but White has been out for a minute and a half virtually for Edmonton. Although some of that changing right now as the Islanders dump it backhand. They're able to get everybody on very quickly. That escapes the neutral zone as the Islanders dump it down.
Good shift for the Islanders there. A little offensive situation taking on the entire group out there.
Minute 10 seconds left in regulation time. Connor McDavid cutting for the net. Sticks Kane, popped it for 8 now. Bouchard shot blocked by Clutterbuck. Loosen on the far
Last
wall.
minute of the period.
Play for McDavid back to the goal. Thompson comes over, helped out by Zazig. Islanders get the puck out of the zone. Martin gets it out of the zone. Pugliarvi took it away and then fed it back to Darnell Nurse. McDavid will shoot it in, and McDavid will head off the ice with 45 seconds to go. Pressure coming from Hyman as Thompson tries to shield that. Garrett Ryan cycles it down. Hyman popped out in front. Sorokin got his stick stuck in the far side of the net. Had a tough time getting back to the near post. 28 seconds remaining. Stall against the cap plate. Thompson trying to pull it out as Clutterbuck was tied up. Now Pajot has it pinned. Thompson has some time with 15 seconds left.
Slow yourself down. That's a good play. You got time. That's it. That's a good smart play by Noah Thompson. Secure the puck. Don't turn it over. And guys are letting it down. Heck of a third period for the Islanders. Oilers are happy to escape with a point.
Islanders get the game tied up early on in that third period, and they earn themselves a point here on New Year's Day.
They need to keep the momentum going of this third period. They haven't had a whole lot of luck when they get past the first 60 minutes. As Eric Gordon mentioned, they've lost their last 9. I would say, if I was a betting man, they're due.
9 straight losses in overtime for the Islanders. Coming up.
Which is why at Verizon, plans start at just $35. And if you're not a customer, we'll help cover the cost to switch. Just ask Wanda. She's been with us since now. Everyone gets $500 when they join. Because everyone deserves better.
As I was saying, coming up, it's Islanders overtime. Anders Lee scored the only goal of the first period as a power play goal, his 10th goal of the season. Islanders led 1-0 after one. Draisaitl banked one in off the skate of Matt Martin. The opening seconds of the second period, and then Darnell Nurse inside overtime. 3 minutes to play in that second. Found a way to get this puck through amazing players and give the Oilers a 2-1 lead after 2 periods. The only goal of the third, Austin Zornick with the setup, Anthony Beauvillier with the finish. And the game was tied at 2. 2:23 in the third. That's where it is now. As we find ourselves in overtime, we take a look at our overtime records brought to you by Verizon 5G Built Right. Islanders 0-3 this season in sudden death overtime. 0-6 this season if you include shootouts. 0-9 in their last 9 games that have gone past overtime if you include last season as well.